it's time for Taking the Mic. It's hard to know where Rishi Sunak's government stands on most things. One minute, he's congratulating himself on stopping the boats crossing the Channel, and the next one, he's off to Italy to warn us that illegal migrants might overwhelm the entire continent of Europe. Back in the summer, he indicated that he was stepping back from previous government commitments to net zero, suggesting that the planned conversion to electric cars by 2030 might just not work, that decommissioning all petrol and diesel vehicles might not actually be a very good idea. He even went so far as to reopen negotiations for contracts to do more drilling for oil and gas in the North Sea. So far, so sensible. But this week, I'm afraid, he's let the side down again. Only this morning I discovered that the push to make you put a heat pump in your house is back on again. And not only is it back on, but they're using your money to pay for it. That's right. £1.5 billion of your own money, to be precise. The boiler upgrade scheme is to receive the huge injection of taxpayers' cash thanks to a recommendation from the, wait for it, National Infrastructure Commission, who have called this a sensible and welcome move. Well, they would, wouldn't they? The money will fund an extra 200,000 heat pump installations, despite the fact that we know an awful lot of people who have installed them and have been highly dissatisfied with how they work. Under the scheme, homeowners can claim up to £7,500 to cover the cost, but most installations are more expensive than that. So who knows just what the benefit of all this public money is for, aside from the virtue signalling bit, of course. And if you think that's expensive, it's only part of the plan. There's another £4.5 billion coming in the form of a package of support for other net zero projects, including a social housing decarbonisation fund and a new local authority retrofit scheme for low-income homes to fund bigger radiators and better insulation. I'm sorry, but this is just a bloody racket now. The net zero nutters know they've failed on so many fronts in the private sector that now they're getting their mitts on the bloated local authorities and the rest of the public sector, where you can spend taxpayers' money like water with barely any scrutiny. I've been saying it for years that we should not be putting up with this. The only people who have willingly installed heat pumps in this country are likely to be better off working from home, champagne socialist types with more money than sense. Oh, and you'll need a decent-sized garden as well. What a colossal waste of time. Surely they'd be better off building more houses instead. Just a thought.